Think you can recognize your favorite icons from the 70s and 80s based on how they look today? Let's challenge that memory. Spot them from their current photos before we show you what they looked like back then and tell you their names. Here we go. Once the glamorous face of 60s cinema in A Shot in the Dark, Elke Sommer now paints her legacy in quieter hues, an artist, not just by fame, but by brush. Like her films, she remains vivid, if no longer projected on the big screen. Major Hot Lips, Houlihan on MASH once embodied fierce femininity in a male-driven era. Today, Loretta Swit channels that same fire into animal rights and art, still commanding, but now with purpose beyond the stage and screen. With Hawaiian shirts and fast talk, Rick Wright of Magnum P.I. was Larry Manetti's claim to fame. Now he's swapped tropical crime-solving for guest spots and storytelling, adding voice to nostalgia in a Hollywood that's constantly rewriting itself. Once the charming host of That's Incredible, John Davidson now channels that same vibrant charisma into his one-man shows, proving that a lifetime in the spotlight can evolve into an encore of creativity. Like Catwoman's 9 Lives, Julie Newmar's artistic journey never truly ends. She now sculpts beauty in gardens and hearts, adding fresh chapters to a career that first bewitched audiences in Gotham City. Agent 99's quick wit defined an era of TV comedy, but Barbara Feldon now pens wisdom in essays and reflections, reminding us that a dazzling presence can find new purpose in quiet, insightful prose. From her Oscar-winning turn in Network to redefining intensity on screen, Faye Dunaway once burned with cinematic fire. Now her presence is rarer, but her legacy, like the roles she chose, remains sharp, uncompromising, and deeply studied by actors today. Once the brooding rebel of 21 Jump Street, Richard Grieco ignited teen obsessions with a single smirk. Today he paints, creates, and reflects, less a fixture on screen, more a reminder that some careers evolve into personal vision. Jennifer Hart in Heart to Heart defined elegance and wit in mystery television. Decades later, Stephanie Powers thrives beyond Hollywood, conserving wildlife and writing memoirs, proving her story was never just scripted, but lived with fierce independence. From the Mod Squad's soulful Link Hayes to a life spent exploring dramatic depth, Clarence Williams' Three's intense gaze remains an indelible mark on screens. His legacy still pulses in every frame he graced. Before we continue these amazing celebrity transformations, here's a quick challenge for you. Can you subscribe to Then vs. Now Legends in the next 5 seconds? Smash that subscribe button and join us on this journey through time with your favorite stars. Once lighting up dance floors in Dirty Dancing and Staying Alive, Cynthia Rhodes traded the spotlight for family life and quiet creativity, proof that passion never fades, it simply finds new rhythms. Michael Knight's swagger in Knight Rider once thrilled viewers worldwide. Today, David Hasselhoff's voice carries that energy into music, stage, and heartfelt causes, still the hero of his own story. As Captain Barney Miller, Hal Linden brought wisdom and wit to the sitcom beat. Now in his 90s, he continues to perform in select roles and on stage, a steady force reminding us that charisma doesn't retire, it simply evolves with time. In the early 70s, Mission Impossible made Linda Day, George a face of espionage chic. Today, she lives far from the limelight, her legacy carried in fan conventions and vintage TV marathons that revisit her poised, powerful screen presence. Once a child preacher, then a documentary subject, Marjoe Gortner flipped fame's script, swapping sermons for cult films like Earthquake. Now largely out of view, his story endures as a rare tale of reinvention, both spiritual and cinematic. From Apocalypse Now to Clue, Colleen Camp's roles crackled with wit and presence. Today, she crafts stories behind a camera, proving that a love for performance can shape and reshape itself endlessly. Officer Bonnie Clark once patrolled primetime screens and chips. Now Randy Oakes shares her light quietly, choosing family and community over celebrity, a testament to life's ever-evolving stage. Ralph Hinckley's red suit soared in The Greatest American Hero, and William Katz's creativity has never stopped flying. Now a writer, producer, and voice of reinvention in every chapter of his own legend. Laurie Partridge's harmonies on The Partridge Family echoed a generation's dreams. Today, Susan Day lives beyond the limelight, her journey revealing how fame can be a chapter, not a destination. Barbie Benton once lit up TV variety shows and captured imaginations in glossy spreads. Today, she's found new ways to shape beauty beyond the camera. She's an entrepreneur and an advocate for creativity. Lamont Sanford's quick wit brought laughs to living rooms on Sanford & Son. Demond Wilson later found his calling in writing and ministry, turning comedic timing into spiritual storytelling. Once captivating audiences in The Verdict, Amy Irving now brings her nuanced artistry to both stage and life, blending passion with thoughtful roles that mirror her own journey of continual reinvention. Maddie Hayes' witty banter on Moonlighting redefined primetime TV. Today, Sybil Shepherd explores new creative avenues, balancing fierce independence with a legacy of boundary-breaking roles. Templeton faced Mampech's charm in The A-Team once ruled the airwaves. Dirk Benedict's journey now includes writing and reflecting, still charting bold paths far beyond the Hollywood spotlight. From designing women's Mary Jo to voicing Bo Peep in Toy Story, Annie Potts built a career on wit and warmth. Today, she brings that same spark to mentorship and stage work, proving that sharp dialogue lives on, even off camera. As Danny Partridge, he drummed up laughs and teen stardom. Years later, Danny Bonaduce's path turned stormy, then steady, radio gigs, reality shows, and resilience shaping a second act few expected but many respect for its candor and grit. Her chilling turn in The Exorcist defined horror for a generation. Today, Linda Blair channels that fame into animal advocacy. Less about screams, more about service, but always fierce. Proof one role can echo across lifetimes. In 1980, Flash Gordon made Sam J. Jones a cult sci-fi hero, golden locks and all. Now he embraces his legacy with fan appearances and quiet life pursuits. Less cosmic savior, more grounded symbol of genre loyalty and enduring charm. As Leather Tuscadero on Happy Days and a trailblazing rocker, Suzi Quatro smashed molds with her bass and bravado. Decades later, she still tours and records, proof that real rhythm never fades. It simply shifts to deeper, personal beats. As Afton Cooper on Dallas, Audrey Landers brought glamour and melody to primetime drama. Today, she crafts music and works behind the scenes, quietly harmonizing a career that once lit up screens with poise and perfectly timed plot twists. From the man with the golden gun to Octopussy, Maud Adams' Bond-era mystique endures. Now she brings the same elegance to art and advocacy, showing that grace can shift from celluloid to cause. Larry Dallas' mischievous grin in Three's Company made him a sitcom staple. Today, Richard Klein embraces the stage, lending his wit and warmth to new roles that still charm audiences. Anya Amasova's icy precision in The Spy Who Loved Me captivated a generation. Barbara Bach now devotes herself to causes close to her heart, proof that legacies are as layered as the roles we play. Once television's ultimate power player as Alexis Carrington on Dynasty, Joan Collins now reigns as a symbol of old Hollywood flair. Still writing, still dazzling, she's not a relic, but a reminder of when drama was delivered with diamonds and steel. Once the explosive voice of Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose tore through arenas with raw fury. Now 63, he still tours with grit, his rage refined, his passion intact. Time didn't tame him, it taught him how to roar with intention. As Howie Munson on The Fall Guy, Douglas Barr was the affable stuntman sidekick. Today he directs, writes, and makes wine, his action-packed days now distilled into quiet craft, proving reinvention doesn't always require a camera roll. Detective Chano Amengwale's steady humor in Barney Miller once grounded a generation of laughs. Gregory Sierra's legacy continues, etched in every role that celebrated wit, warmth, and quiet dignity. Julie Cooper Horvath's rebellious spirit in One Day at a Time resonated with so many. Mackenzie Phillips now inspires others by sharing her story of resilience, a testament to healing and hope. Jeff Spicoli's laid-back surfboard swagger in Fast Times at Ridgemont High belied Sean Penn's later turn as an activist and director, channeling his fierce convictions into art that still challenges us. As Fatima Blush in Never Say Never Again, Barbara Carrera redefined Bond villainy with elegance and edge. Today, she paints and reflects, her artistry no longer scripted, but still infused with the intrigue that once lit up the silver screen. Sliding across hoods as Luke Duke on The Dukes of Hazzard, Tom Wopat was country cool on four wheels. Now he croons jazz and performs on stage, trading horsepower for harmony in a career that's cruised far beyond Hazard County. Her breakout in Summer of 42 captured wistful longing in a single glance. Jennifer O'Neill later found purpose beyond fame, author, advocate, and speaker, transforming youthful stardom into a deeper story of resilience and personal awakening. Lieutenant Bogomil's stoic calm in Beverly Hills Cop echoed Ronnie Cox's own dual talents. Beyond the badge, he's also a gifted musician, blending melody and memory in every note he plays. Mary Goodnight's bright charm in The Man with a Golden Gun captured the era's glamour. Britt Ekland still radiates that warmth, championing stories and causes that shine beyond the silver screen. Moulin Rouge's bright lights set the stage for Zsa Zsa Gabor's reign as both socialite and star. She turned charm into an art, redefining how to sparkle on screen and in every room she entered. As Gary Ewing across Dallas and Knots Landing, Ted Shackelford brought depth to soap opera drama. Today, he stepped off the set, but his performances remain in reruns, a reminder of when primetime stories held us night after night. She belted heartbreak in the rose, cracked jokes with fearless flair, and lit up Broadway and film. At 79, Bette Midler still dazzles, through causes, cameos, and that unmistakable spark that turns every role into a full-blown performance. As the mother in E.T., Dee Wallace grounded sci-fi with heart. Now a beloved figure at horror cons and spiritual workshops, she blends genre royalty with emotional insight, proof a single role can launch decades of meaningful connection. General Zod's commanding presence in Superman 2 was just one chapter for Terrence Stamp. He's since woven that same magnetic energy into roles that explore vulnerability, intensity, and quiet introspection. Mercy's tough spirit in The Warriors and Vicky Bradford's wit in Too Close for Comfort revealed Deborah Van Valkenburg's range. Today, she channels that creative spark into stage and screen projects. Jodie Banks' fearless stunts in The Fall Guy showcased Heather Thomas's zest for adventure. Now she's a writer, telling stories that leap beyond screens, still driven by the thrill of transformation. Famous for her coochie coochie catchphrase and dazzling turns on the Love Boat, Charo was more than a punchline. She's a virtuoso flamenco guitarist. Now she champions music and joy, reminding us her brilliance was never just for laughs. As Dr. Gonzo Gates on Trapper John M.D., Gregory Harrison brought swagger and soul to medical drama. Today, he still appears on screen, older, wiser, and quietly consistent in a business that often forgets its most reliable hearts. She pulled the trigger that stunned a nation, Kristen Sheppard on Dallas, forever tied to Who Shot JR? Now, Mary Crosby lives outside the spotlight, her legacy sealed in that iconic moment of primetime suspense and smirking villainy. Once the smooth-talking Detective Harris on Barney Miller, Ron Glass brought style to sitcoms. Later, he embraced deeper roles and spiritual pursuits, choosing reflection over fame's echo. His legacy lives on, quietly but indelibly. Like forged steel, Linda Hamilton reshaped what strength looked like. As Sarah Connor, she defied expectations, and today she mentors behind the lens, championing complex women's roles in an industry still learning what resilience means. In Chocolate, she stirred hearts with a single glance. Now Lena Olin works in quieter frames, shaping stories abroad, far from Hollywood's churn, still crafting elegance, just with a different kind of fire and a slower burning flame. Bridget Jones defined a generation's awkward charm. Years later, Renee Zellweger stunned as Judy Garland, an evolution not of image but depth. She thrives now in rare roles, chasing substance over spectacle in a fractured film landscape. Once known as Mallory Keaton, the fashion-obsessed teen on Family Ties, Justine Bateman traded sitcom fame for storytelling power. Now a director and digital rights advocate, she reshapes Hollywood's future, not just its nostalgia. Then versus Now Legends is feeling a bit lonely. 99% of you haven't subscribed yet. Show us some love and hit that subscribe button so we can keep bringing you the jaw-dropping journeys of your favorite stars. And if you're as fascinated by then and now glow-ups as we are, check out our previous videos. Trust us, they're totally worth your time and ours too.